There I go. Apologies if anybody's in here. Just trying to figure out my OBS software. Oh, I don't want to hear myself. Hey, Lava, what's up? I'm trying to figure out my streaming software. And it's not working. Somehow I screwed it up. I don't know how, but I did. Where have you been, Lava? I haven't seen you in MDs. We haven't seen you in MD's lives at all. Oh, you bought a new bike? So you've been working? I don't know. This isn't working properly. Hold on, Lava. I'll be back. No, he's been going live from the Mad Dasher account. He's been live every day. Borderline's been in there. MD's been going live. I gotta set my phone here so I can see the chat. Yeah, he's been going live from the Mad Dasher 420 account, not from the Mad Reacts. Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. During the week, in the evening, like he always does. He's been on, and then on the weekends too. I don't know. I screwed something up. And I'm trying to fix it, and it's not working. It's not working. Let's see here if I can. Still not working. I give up. I gotta figure it out somehow. He's using his original account because he has two. He's got two accounts. So he's using his original account. if that helps. It's the Mad Dasher 420. Are you following that one? Okay, I see myself here. Let's see. I hate these lives because there's lag. It's throwing me off. Okay. Are you an Aries, Lava? I can't remember if you're an Aries or not. Like your Zodiac sign. Because this reading is for Aries. This is an Aries reading. Oh, well, that stinks. Here, I'm going to put in his account for the Mad Dasher. That's the one he goes live from. I got to put this message in. Okay. I couldn't remember because now I've got a lot of Dashers that watch my readings and I can't ever remember who is what sign half the time. Okay, I got that pinned. Yeah, that's what I am. Just threw myself out of the chat. Okay. All right, still trying to I got to text him, by the way. Okay. Yeah, there's a way now to when you're live streaming where it'll put your video if you're using like a webcam. It puts it into the shorts live. But I don't think I did it right because it didn't work. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Lava. Yes, I still have my blonde hair. Well, I don't know. It's pretty dark right now, Lava. It is pretty dark. It's not real blonde hair. It's it's not real. I was born with brown hair, just so you know. I told him I was live. I forgot to tell him I screwed it up, but if MD comes in, I'll tell him I screwed it up. Okay. I'm getting my cards situated here. I set the recording for the live for a specific time. Then I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready yet, so I was rushing around to fix it all. Now what? Technical difficulties here. All right. Yeah, I've been trying to do some lives so I can get some watch hours. So I did one with MD the other night on Saturday. That was a disaster. It was a disaster for me. So I prefer to do it this way. It's hard for me to do them with my phone until I figure it all out. So, okay. I'm going to start because at least you're an Aries and I'm an Aries, although I don't really read for myself. But I'm going to start anyway. I'm going to get this reading started. How is what? Oh. Hasn't been too bad. I did my day job and then came home and decided I better go live before I lose the energy to go live. So here I am. He must be busy. He hasn't texted me back. He usually texts me back pretty quick. He's still working, so. Okay. Let's do this, Lava. Let's see what we get for Aries. Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries. I'm going to start with some oracle cards. These right here. And then I'll get the tarot after. I got my phone sitting right here so I can see the chat. Okay. Messages for Aries. Prosperity. Well, that's good, Lava. The prosperity bee spirit. That means good things. Prosperity. Purification. Oh boy. This one is tough. Purification, so that's, you know, that's cleaning some things out. That's cleaning out some energy. Maybe some things that aren't going so great. A lot of the signs are getting the same type of energy. That cleaning out. I think it happens, it always seems to happen when we start a new year. And then that purification energy starts creeping in. All right, let me get one more oracle for Aries. Uncertainty in the future. I gotta get these cards somewhere. Okay. So then, uncertainty. Not knowing what's going to happen in the future. Well, that's vibrating on the... Wait, Lava, what? You got in an accident? Is that what you're saying? Hey, Laverne. You haven't missed much, Laverne. I just did the oracle cards. And I'm new to doing the readings. Kind of new to do... Oh, there's MD, Lava. MD, Lava didn't know that you were going live from the Mad Dasher account. So I was telling him. MD, I couldn't get the... For OBS, in order for it to stream like vertical and horizontal, you got to put like the encoder key in, which I did, but it didn't work. So I don't know. I missed something somewhere along the line. So it's not working that way. I have no idea. I have no idea what happened, but I'll have to figure it out. So it's only showing up to my subscribers or whatever. It's not going into the shorts feed like I wanted it to. All right, now we're going to do the tarot. For Aries, so Lava, a dog came after you when you were on your bike? Ooh, I bet that hurt, Lava. Sudden break, 40 speed. Lava got a new e-bike, MD. See, I get distracted when I'm live because I'm reading comments. All right, let me start this. Messages for Aries. Ugh, one flipped over. Let me reshuffle. Oh my God, you hit the dog? Okay. Messages for Aries. Queen of Pentacles, that's really good. That is there with prosperity, which makes sense. That is putting effort into something, stability, security, material things, finances. That's earth energy. It's very, very stable. Let me scoot these closer. What else for Aries? Messages for Aries. King of Swords in the reverse. That could be another person who has some air energy. They could be very... This would be a very blunt person. Could be argumentative. It's in the reverse. King of Swords. Let's see what else we get for Aries. I'm doing this a little different today. Two of Wands. Page of Pentacles in the... If this King of Swords is another person to you, if it's a love connection, I don't think they were putting in much effort. I'm just going to say that. It could have been, it almost feels like a stop and start kind of energy if this does resonate for you. But I don't feel like they were putting in a whole lot of effort here. If it doesn't have to do with another person, this could be you, Aries, getting a little Aries-like and a little irritable. Since I'm an Aries, I can say that because I have my moments for sure. And I've had some lately. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, that's kind of somebody putting in like no effort. Page of Pentacles, that's, you know, that's below an ace. That's some low effort energy there. This is in reverse, so there's something going on with that. About yourself, Laverne, or someone else? You mean the low effort? Let me get another one and see. I'm trying to figure out star in reverse. Yeah, that's like unhappy. Now this one here is Aquarius energy, which again that's air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but this is mainly Aquarius. And it fell right under this uncertainty card. And I feel like if this was about another person and how they reacted with you, if they were putting in low effort, or if it was like a stop and start kind of energy. I feel if it's about another person, I feel like this person had options, or there was somebody else and they kind of went back and forth like selfishly. But it created this uncertainty. It created an uncertainty, you know, like feeling uncertain because you don't know what's going on with the other person. Like one day they're talking to you and they, want to go out, and then the next day you don't hear from them, and just, it wasn't not stable energy. I want to get a few more. Tell me more about this for Aries, please. Three of Pentacles. Some of you, if this is about somebody else, they could be a friend or somebody you work with even. I'll get more once I get my other deck also. Let me move these out a little. Spirit, tell me about this King of Swords in reverse for Aries. Tell me about the King of Swords in reverse. The Fool. This is Aries. This is Aries right here, the Fool. Not calling you a fool, Aries, but it says the card of Aries. It's Aries, if we feel like doing something, we're going to do it. A lot of times we take action first without thinking about it first. Because Aries is a fire sign. So, and we can be very impulsive. And it's this King of Swords energy here. That King of Swords, especially in the reverse, this could have been something having to do with, if this is about someone else's energy, if someone else, swear to God, my cat's acting up, of course, because I'm on live. He's got to be an ass. Crowley, I should hit the mute button when I do that. This King of Swords with the Fool, there could be like occasions or situations where kind of like you want to take a leap of faith, or you want to proceed with something, but the other person doesn't want to, which can cause them to be, argumentative or nasty, or, that King of Swords in reverse. It tends to be really blunt, they'll just, it's blunt energy, but it borders on the side of being kind of hurtful or disrespectful. At least that's the way it can come across sometimes. Okay. So it can be difficult to deal with. She's bipolar. Okay, well she cheated? Oh my God. Okay. That sucks. I'm sorry. That's terrible. Okay, let me get more on this Two of Wands. The Moon, Pisces energy, okay. Gotcha, MD. I just saw your message. Thank you. So interesting that these two cards are here with the Purification Oracle card. Okay, so Two of Wands. This is fiery energy, but there's two paths. Okay, see all the red. This deck in particular, it's all the red for the fire signs. With the Moon, which is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, the moon in particular, it's a card of Pisces. The Moon has to do with things that are hidden. Okay, the can be things from the subconscious, things down, we kind of bury them down deep. Here with this purification, now when things are being purified, they're being purged. Okay, so if something is toxic in your life, in order to purify that, you got to get rid of it a lot of the times. Okay, so I feel like now this would be, this is you, Aries. Okay, this is your energy. So this moon is here for you, and the feeling I get from this is like, on a deep level, could have even been subconscious. If you knew that there was someone else involved, or this person was doing something while you're in a connection, it's kind of like your subconscious knew what was happening. You knew on some level, or you know on some level, okay? Because the moon is about illuminating the things that need to come to light, illuminating the things that need to be purified. Right? So this is the card of like shadow work. If you ever hear somebody say shadow work, that is what the moon energy is about. Because if you can't see something, how are you going to take care of it? If you can't see it, how do you heal it, right? So it's kind of similar to the saying, you can't fix what you don't acknowledge. So the moon is about bringing those things to the surface so that they can be healed. Okay, it's about balancing the energy. You can see there's a wolf on each side of her as she's standing here. Okay, that's what speaks about the balance of this card. It's very healing energy. All right, let me go on and then I'll get more. Yeah, it's very intuitive energy. Page of Pentacles, tell me more about this. This one's in reverse. Ugh. Eight of Swords with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So, the Page of Pentacles, I said, is low effort. So, I mean, the person's not doing shit. Okay. There's no, you're not, or somebody else is not. And this Eight of Swords is about a lot of anxiety. Now on this deck, the swords, you can see the swords down here, but then we have the crows. She's all tied up and she's got a blindfold on. But the Eight of Swords, it's about self-imposed anxiety. And I say self-imposed because somebody can treat you bad or do something to you in the course of a day, This sword energy, again, it has to do with your mind and how you're thinking about situations. So, Eight of Swords is when we're all wrapped up in our own thoughts. If we replay things over and over in our mind, somebody does something to us one time, we're going to replay it 10, 20, 50 times. How many times are we going to think about it? That's what this Eight of Swords is about. But the thing about it is, we can get out of this anytime by changing our mindset, by changing how we think, by changing how we react, to situations in our life, to things going on in relationships. Okay, so I just realized I never turned my light on because I was rushing. Now I just dropped my light. So Eight of Swords is about like I said, our thought process, how we are. We got a lot of light now, that's for sure. It's blinding me is what's happening. Hold on here. I need to adjust this. Okay. So anyway, that's how we're thinking, our thought process, how we're reacting. Okay. Let me see what we get with the star card here. Clarify the star card for Aries, please. Tell me more. Whoa, that was forceful. Temperance in the halfway position. Bottom of the deck, King of Cups in reverse. That's some emotions on lockdown. Probably on purpose. If this has to do with somebody else, you're probably not feeling very emotional towards the person. So we've got Temperance here in the halfway with the Star card, 2 major arcana cards. This is Star in reverse. That's somebody like your hopes, your dreams, are kind of, things are not going as planned. You don't have any, it's kind of squashed your hopes and your dreams. Temperance is about patience, divine timing, balance. Things happen when they're meant to happen. So even if we want something now, or we feel it should happen now, the universe, God, however however that is for you, whatever name you use, Spirit knows what we need. We know what we need on the spirit level because we are essentially spirits in a human body, having a physical experience, okay? Now, Aries, as a general rule, have very little patience. We are not patient. Okay. Aries are not patient people. Because we're back here in the Fool. That's why this is us. We're very naive energy. This is the first card in the tarot deck. The number is 0. Okay. It can be very childlike. Like I want it and I want it now. I don't have the patience to wait for it. I don't want to wait. Very impatient energy. Okay. Now, this came out in the reverse, which means it's not, in the upright, it's saying, okay, you have to be patient. Here's what's going on. Divine timing. Everything happens as it should. Temperance, this is an angel. It's actually after angel, Michael the Archangel. Okay. So it's also about truth. It is tied in with that sword energy. That's your communication and your thoughts and your thinking. When a card comes out like this, it's neutral. It's in the neutral right now. In the reverse, it would be very impatient. Like, I don't have the patience. Like, I'm done being patient. I can't do it. So, I feel like some of you are, it's kind of like, I've been patient. I've been trying to, I've been trying to remain calm. And even though my hopes and dreams over here, are not what I want them to be, I'm still calm, cool, and collected. I'm hanging on. I'm hanging on. It could be barely hanging on, but I'm still hanging on. Okay. So that's interesting that as an Aries, there is patience here. Let me get my other deck so I can get some more cards. I'm going to clarify a little bit more. I'm going to go back to the Queen of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles here. These cards are a little bit noisy, so I apologize. Okay. Clarify this Queen of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles. This too can even be, so if this isn't about you on a personal level and it involves somebody else, because we have the Queen of Pentacles first, followed by the Three of Pentacles, this can also be saying that at one point, somebody put in a lot of effort into the connection. Queen of Pentacles is putting in a lot of energy. And then it was downgraded to the Three of Pentacles, which can be compared to the energy of a friend, an acquaintance. So it's like somebody started out with their effort up here, and then now it's down. You know, it's like it took a nosedive, okay? Or it went like a roller coaster. Okay, so what do we have? We have the King of Swords again with a different deck. I call this a double card confirmation. However, this one is in the upright and it's clarifying the Queen of Pentacles and the three that I just talked about. Okay. So here, this King of Pentacles in the upright, goal-oriented, communicates clearly, thoughtful, plans things out. You know, they know how to communicate, intelligent even. Here's the first King of Swords that came out in the reverse. Not communicating well, argumentative, that type. So I just got done saying that energy, you know, it started out with this and now it's this. It's like someone had a complete turnaround. Now, if this doesn't have to do with you and someone else, then this is about you. So it's saying that you were clear thinking before, you communicated well, your thoughts were clear, your mental state was clear, you know, and now not so much. So there was a shift there that happened. Let me get another one on that. I want to see what else I get for this. Judgment in reverse. This is about transformation and change. This is usually like when we're looking at ourselves and decide to make a transformation, decide to work with that purification energy where we're clearing things out of our life, toxic things, whatever the case may be. If this is someone else, this could be saying you made a judgment call when it comes to this person. You know, this King of Swords energy, king, queen, male, female, gender has no, I mean, tarot has no gender. I say queen, king, because that's what's on the card. I don't think, if this is about another person, I don't think it almost seems like they lack some self-awareness. Okay. The Judgment card is about, to me, it has to do with self-awareness. Like, I'm aware that certain things trigger me, or certain people trigger me, okay? And because I'm aware, I'm going to work on changing that aspect of myself so I can grow as a person. This situation here, there's an aspect of denial or not being self-aware, or both. Kind of like they know, on a certain level, they know, or it's just that they don't care. There's something there. If that's has to do with another person, okay? It could even be about you. Like maybe it is you, and you're just denying the fact of that's the case, okay? Now I am going to clarify that the original King of Swords here with the Fool card. Tell me more about this King of Swords with the Fool, please, for Aries. Temperance again. Again, Aries. This one's in the reverse. It's really nice on this card, on this deck, what temperance looks like. Except for now my light is reflecting. You can see his wings. You can see the sun. You can see the balance in this card. If you look on the left, there's the sun, there's the light, the green grass. You look on the right, it's dark. There's lightning, okay? This is impatience. Like I already went over the temperance before. It's impatient. It's imbalanced. And this King of Swords in the reverse is definitely not in balance. It's not balanced energy. Okay. Let me see what else I get with that. Strength in reverse. Yeah, that's some difficult. Temperance in reverse and strength in reverse. Now this is fire energy, but this is Leo. This is kind of struggling with patience. Okay. So if there was some miscommunication, some arguments, it throws off the whole balance, okay? It throws off the communication, everything. If this King of Swords is about another person and not yourself, I feel like sometimes it's almost like they get their jabs in on purpose. And that's pretty specific. It's not going to resonate for all of you, but it's almost as if they do it on purpose. Almost like they're doing it on purpose to wear down your patience. Like, how long are they going to put up with me doing this? Almost like this person was testing you, okay? It's just, I'm getting that intuitively. There's just something. I need to get another card. I don't know. There's just some like funky energy coming off of this right now, okay? So, the only way I can describe it. Let me get another one. Tell me more about temperance and strength, please. Knight of Wands. And there is the card. This is Aries energy. Knight of Wands. This is being in control. This is wanting to, it's remaining in control. Fire signs like to take control. They like to feel in control. They like to be in control of certain things, okay? Relationships, that type of thing. It's like, if this is about someone else, this King of Swords energy, whoever that may be, like I said, it's like they're testing the patience. Like, how far can I push Aries before they lose their shit? Because, you know, we can only be so patient. And sometimes it's not very long. I'll say that. I know from experience. It feels like there's, if this is about someone else, it just feels like there's a clash going on. It's almost like a, no pun intended, but a sword fight. You know, one person's got the swords, the other one has the wands, and they're just kind of, you know, battling like a duel, you know, battle. But internal will not accept these conditions. Right, Lava. Right, Lava, that's right. Okay. Now we're going to go over Two of Wands with the moon. Tell me more about this for Aries. Ten of Swords. And if this has been somebody doing something to you, this is what you end up feeling like. Ten of Swords. It's a hell of a lot of anxiety. He's got swords all in him. If you can, this card's a little hard to see. It's a lot of anxiety, and it's feeling like you've been betrayed. It's a lot of pain. It can be very painful, very painful. Okay. And I said before, this moon energy with the Two of Wands, it's like all the crud coming to the surface to be illuminated so that it can be healed. The good thing about the Ten of Swords energy is that it also means the ending of a cycle. So if you've been going through a difficult time, especially if you've been stressed out in whatever way, the Ten of Swords, the 10 signifies something ending, but if something is ending, something new is going to start. Something new will take its place. It's the ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new cycle. So that is one good aspect of this, and it is that purifying energy where you're, you know, the shit's getting cleared out, so that you're not stressed out. Okay, let's get another one on that. Oh, that one flew across the table. And there we go. See, here's Nine of Swords. Okay, one below the 10, obviously. But now it's, the 9 is in reverse. So we go from all the stress and all the anxiety and all the pain. You know, Nine of Swords, a sleepless night. It's like you're so stressed out, you can't even sleep. But now there's a shift. It's shifting, okay? This Pisces energy here, the moon, healing everything that's been like shoved down, or you couldn't see it clearly. Now there's clarity coming, okay? There's clarity coming with this moon energy. So now things are shifting in the other direction. So let's go on. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. Tell me more about that. Woo! Whoa! Now we got the High Priestess. More Pisces energy. But the High Priestess is very sacred for me. It's very intuitive energy. The High Priestess is about balance and knowing. This can be, it's very intuitive energy. So it can be about, you just know things, or you may have dreams where you feel like you're getting messages. And I think, like I said before, if this is about someone else, then, and I think I did say it before, that you knew on some level. Because I think if someone's been doing things behind our back, keeping secrets, whatever the secret may be, I feel like we always know on some level, And I feel a lot of times it's the spirit level that we know, but our human mind doesn't want to acknowledge that, or, it's too painful. Okay. So that's where we kind of shove it aside. We brush it off. We make excuses for the person, whatever. But now there's this shift. Instead of being stressed out, Aries is going to say, okay, I've got this, because I already know. I already have what I need. I know the information. High Priestess is also about knowing information, but keeping it to yourself. There are times where you know what you're doing, you know what you have to do. There's things you know, but you're going to keep it on the down low. You're not going to go sharing it with everybody, okay? That's what that High Priestess is. Okay. Now we're going to go to the Star with the Temperance. Damn, 3 major arcanas. Now we have the Magician. Other tarot readers sometimes will associate the Magician with Aries. This is the number 1. Magician is about using all of the tools available to you to manifest what you want. So, being unhappy, your hopes and dreams aren't coming true, trying to remain patient about it, trying to remain patient about this connection, if it has to do with a connection with someone else. But then knowing what you need to do to manifest the shift in energy that you want and that you need. Okay? So let me get another one. That Magician is about using all of the parts of us. So the way we think, our emotions, the effort we put into things, the passion that we have, and using all of those at the same time. So knowing how to use those things from an internal place and not relying on external influence, okay? So the next one that came out, 5 of Pentacles. This is like feeling left out in the cold, not being recognized, not, it's a card of conflict. 5s can be conflict. I feel like the conflict can come in where you start to lose the patience, okay? You're trying to manifest, and you're trying to, keep calm when it comes to certain situations, so it can be a struggle. It can be a struggle to remain patient, especially when you're a fire sign. It's not easy, okay? All right, I'm going to go back to my other deck. I'm just going to see if Spirit wants Aries to know anything else before I finish up the reading. Internal will not accept. Yeah, that's right, Lava. Sometimes some energy gives clues and alert to come up, and sometimes we can't. That's true, too. Like, sometimes we'll get certain signs or things that, to let us know what's going on, and other times we don't see clearly. We don't, other times we're kind of blinded by what's happening. Okay, is there anything else that Aries needs to know right now, please? Any more messages for Aries? Any more messages for Aries? Strength in reverse for a second time. Double card confirmation. That's what I call that when I have 2 different decks, same card. It's there. Life is life, and it's struggle. There's a struggle. It's hard to keep up with that strength, okay? It's hard to keep it up sometimes, and internally it can be difficult, right? So let me get some more. Anything else for Aries? Knight of Cups in the reverse. We already have King of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse. So there's times I feel like Spirit's saying there's times where you're struggling emotionally. Let me get one more before I say anything else. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There's a lot. You've had a lot of majors in your reading, Aries. Okay, so I feel like your final message here, Aries, is that there's times where you struggle on an emotional level with changes, okay? With kind of letting go of some of that control. Wheel of Fortune in the upright, it's about fate, destiny, okay? This here is in the reverse. Knight of Cups, that's emotional energy there. And it's here with the Strength in reverse. Because fire signs, have a tendency to, they like to control. They like to feel. They at least like to feel like they're in control. Even if they're not. They kind of like to, but I think everybody does on some, like who doesn't like to feel in control of things? But there's other things at play that we don't see, okay? Changes happen for a reason. Even though we don't know the reason sometimes, we don't see the reason. The reason's there. Hindsight is 2020. We'll know the reason at some point a lot of the times. But it can be difficult emotionally. Some of you might shut down emotionally to avoid the struggle or avoid the pain of situations or what's going on in your life. But you don't really need to. This is where that moon energy comes in. You have to acknowledge something to fix it, to deal with it, to heal it, all of those things. And if you're not acknowledging what's going on, then you can't do that. Because if you're hiding it way down, it can't be, you can't do anything about it. Because you have to say, hey, this is a problem. I have to do something about this. I acknowledge it's a problem. And then deal with it from there. So I hope this was helpful, Aries. Thank you, everybody that came in. I'll try and get this figured out the next time I do a live, and so I can get it horizontal and mobile at the same time. I don't know. I got to look into it. But anyway, I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. Lava, it was nice seeing you. Laverne, I don't know if you're still here, but good luck with that situation that you were talking about. MD, thank you for your support as always. And thank you guys for coming in. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.